In the world you will have tribulation, but take heart. I have overcome the world. The grass is greener when you don't know the secrets that you keep.
I've been swallowed up in hell before, but then it spat me back out.
I'll do anything to survive, even walk amongst the dead.
In the world you will have tribulation, but take heart. I have overcome the world. The grass is greener when you don't know the secrets that you keep.
I've been swallowed up in hell before, but then it spat me back out.
I'll do anything to survive, even walk amongst the dead.
And showtime! Yeah, we did it! Yay!
Hi!
We did it! Yeah, we did it! Okay, we are now on the second to the last game of the talk back. No, it can't be like this. We don't know what's in store. This is, of course, anything goes sandbox style game. But if you're curious as to what happened in the previous 8 sessions, you can check it out over at the YouTubes of Den Mother Place. That's where all the fun episodes are. And we just recently uploaded episode 8. So you can catch up on that. Or if you want to catch up on the trauma and the heartbreak of losing our character, Otto, you can also check. And then who's Otto? Who's the Otto? He's not in any of the cards. Well, you have to find out in the previous episodes. But yes, we're gonna have real fun tonight, and we're just gonna go do a quick round robin of everyone on the table. But I'm gonna do things a little differently. We keep starting from the top left, and we're gonna start from the bottom. We're gonna start from the bottom now. We're here. You go first.
Hi, bottom.
Shut up! Shut up! No! How dare you? How dare you? How fucking dare you? How dare you?
That backfired spectacularly.
I said the bottom!
I did backfires from the bottom too.
Ladies and gentlemen, our show. You!
Hello, everybody. I am Madman Vetra. I am playing as Tenza. Tonight, the
weirdo.
The weirdo of the group who does the weird things. And was last time basically pulling a hostage out of a vehicle that was tied up. After killing 4 to 5 guys with Enzo's help and I forgot the other guy's name.
Calvin.
Oh, if the farmer, yes.
Yes.
Who likes his pork piggies.
Oh, and Enzo got a big ol' slap to the face.
Yes, stress relief. Yes. Oh, and of course you introduced your character, but who are you?
I did say I was Tenza. I'm playing as Tenza.
No, you, the streamer, sir.
I did say I am the Mad Mook Vetra. I am playing as Tenza.
Okay, so no plugins. Okay, you missed your chance for.
Mom, Dad, stop fighting!
You missed your chance for a plugin. Now we're gonna move on over to Sin. Hi, Sin. Introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Sin, variety streamer, constant. Constant hostage to the tabletop games.
Why is this the tagline? Why is this the tagline?
Because tell me, where is the lie?
It's consented. I swear, it's consented. Everybody.
Nice cushy rub, you know.
Constant
Like
hostage.
it actually moisturizes the skin after a while. Feeling-
God. But yeah, a variety streamer and I play different TTRPGs, and of course we'll be hosting an event soon on May. A little something called Call to Arms. But currently I'm playing Enzo, farmhand who has who has now a pork with Calvin, who has yeah, but basically there is tension in the air, especially with how Calvin has threatened to murderize Enzo.
Oh god. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, thanks.
I mean,
Someone has to
didn't-
remember.
Didn't you start it? Wasn't he just chatting with pigs and then you went really weird, dragged him across a farm, said we need to do something about I'd probably want to kill you.
And
I'm
hit
not
him with
gonna
the
lie.
shovel.
Yeah.
And hit him with the shovel.
No,
Yeah.
no, I headbutt him. I didn't hit him with the shovel.
Right.
In the ballad.
Right. What I'm saying is I can see his point of view. I don't have a point of view, but if I did, I would see his. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Look, when you'd murder someone over like pigs, I'd say that's the crazier person.
Valid. Okay, now with that out of the way, of course, last not the least, hello Jack. It's your turn for the introduction.
Hi guys, I'm the one who keeps interrupting everyone, so I'm waiting for them to interrupt me.
Yeah.
I don't mean to. I'm just I have to caffeinate myself to a certain degree to get through these sessions. So I'm just bouncing off the walls in my own head. I am a streamer over at Jack Squarepeg with my team, the Swift Sunrise. We do all sorts of neat things, which you can check out on the channel there. Tomorrow we're going to be playing with Denmar and some other lovely people. We're going to be playing some Achtung Cthulhu, which is basically Call of Cthulhu if the Indiana Jones vibe was turned up to like it had like a fistful of coke and you are allied soldiers shooting the crap out of Nazis. It's very Hellboy. The first 5 minutes of Hellboy, where like, oh yeah, there's a hell demon baby, and also we're fighting Nazis. Imagine that, but it's a campaign. That's literally the vibe.
Nice.
Yeah, you can check that out at 7:30 p.m. AEST on twitch.tv/JackSquarePeg. I also have a podcast with Denmark called Play Den. I'm also working on some episodes that are I would say they're probably anytime, probably in May. Will finally start coming out, called Time to Harvest, which is the official campaign by Chaosium, 1930s Arkham, Miskatonic University students who have decided to volunteer to do an expedition where people have already died. Not the smartest play. We'll see how it goes. I'm going to predict badly. Yeah. Guessing, you know.
I'm really excited for the game tomorrow. I think
Yeah.
Toby was aware that the first game I ran was I think with Lance and Jay, and then I forgot about it. I just remembered bombs. That's all I remembered. So I'm excited to revisit this.
Well, I'm glad you forgot about it because I'm pretty sure I'm running the same adventure. So just maybe hit yourself with a hammer before we start. So you don't remember much.
Yeah, I'm playing like zoinks. But yes, really excited. The only thing I remembered for Joe was that slap across the face, and oh yeah,
I'm supposed to remember what
Yeah.
what do I remember? I
Yes, what do you
remember
remember?
that I broke up with a teenager that I didn't initiate anything with.
Yeah.
it was the best
You tried.
conversation. It was
As far as Chris is concerned, but apparently it's still going.
yeah, Cyanica, like can I just say, like I've been sharing this to my friend, who I inspired the character from. She was like, God damn it, I hate that it's somewhat accurate and I feel shame. So Cyanica
The
inspired
teenage
from
thing?
my writer friend. She's a paralegal now, she's an adult.
Right.
And I said I would make a character out of her personality. And the fact that Toby somehow, without meeting my friend, just knows, like how like she's just really bubbly, positive, and like into like has huge crushes that she doesn't let go of. And I was just like, how did you know? There's like a telepathic sense there. And
Yeah, that's weird.
I know. It's like Toby just has to
Check your
zoom.
bins. Is Toby not there?
I just love it so much when I was telling BB like Gerd. Like she's like when I look when I have a crush kind of gets to places, okay, and I don't realize it even if they spell it out for me.
Yeah.
So it's beautiful. Thank you for that. Yeah.
Free Sicily, yes.
Yes. We will. The teenager times and phases. But yes, now we divert to our lovely game master Toby, who will walk us through this next session. I believe the only thing I remembered is slapping Tenza across the face, and there were plans to go to the city, but there's a looming threat ahead. So we'll leave that to you to walk us through it.
Yes, so I'm Toby. I'm the one running the game, and this is episode 9 of 10 for The Walking Dead They Talk Back. As of last episode, a group of the survivors were able to save Jae-hoon and her father from Paradise, the home of the elderly that had been overrun by the walkers. While the others had to face off against newcomers who had hoped to ransack the farm. In effect, they rescued Nancy, a woman who was tied up in the back of the car, who seems determined to find her husband and daughter still back in Buchanan. With the group having thoughts of heading to Buchanan to find their friend / missing companion Jacob, Nancy has offered to help bring them there in hopes of finding their companion the safest way possible. But of course, trouble can exist both inside and outside, with Cyanica still obsessing over Chris, completely failing to hear everything he said and picking only the parts that were positive for her. Their newfound friend Duck seemingly finding the company of the survivors of the farmland quite fun.
Best boy.
So we start there. We start with everyone, probably a group meeting, because it's a decision on who will be part of the trip to Buchanan to find Jacob, and if any, who will stay.
I thought it was my family, not Jacob. Jacob's secondary.
Right.
But Duck
your family
will
well.
want to go after that.
Yeah.
And I think it's his vehicle, so at the very least he needs to, we need to decide what we're doing with Jacob if we give a shit. So
I guess. But I do want Tenza to be part of it. He has the skill set to move amongst the dead. I mean, his living existence is proof of that.
We can start off the scene in character. All of you are gathered in the living room of the farmhouse. Rosa is, of course, busy whipping up another meal for everyone to enjoy. Duck is seated on one chair, watching how the group interacts. Cyanica is fawning over Chris in the distance, probably humming a Fall Out Boy song to herself while watching him. Calvin is just smiling at Enzo the whole time. And then Gina, of course, and the others are there in the meeting, listening in. Joe, would it be safe to say your plans to find your family are more personal, or are you presenting that to the group as a goal?
It's more personal. The way I'm masking it is, we're here to Tenza just got here. I believe Jacob is I'm trying to anchor Tenza's kind of tie in with Jacob of we need to find Jacob. I understand that's the reason why Ducky's here, but the layer of it is she really wants to find her family in the city. And the inner group would know this, but the way she puts it out is okay, we need to get Jacob. And I kind of look towards the group in a sense of if anybody's noticed the movement of the walkers, because I do remember the last conversation that they were getting close. Like, how close are
They-
they? How many hours will they get to the farm?
The walkers were southbound towards Paradise, but that was because of the noise created at Paradise. It does not necessarily follow that they'll make their way all the way to the
Okay,
farmhouse.
good.
It's possible given there were gunshots, but um, it they'll only constantly move in that direction until a different stimulus happens, right?
Okay, so that's why we're gonna have to drive towards the city as well to drive them away. Okay, so
That
that's
way
what.
they'd at least walk on past the farmland rather than stay there.
So that's what I present to the group. We do need to drive to the city, not only to find Jacob, but to at least there were some presence of walkers in Paradise, which is too close to the farm, and we need to get as much of their attention away. So moving towards the city would be kind of like a net positive for both the farm.
Eve glances at Enzo and asks if you guys are headed to the city, do the rest of us just wait here? You realize she's actually looking at you, Joe, because it's a non-verbal way of saying, are you saying you're fine with leaving us this time?
There's like this no emotion on the face. It's like I'm not giving anything away other than it's better to hold the fort. You know, if you guys are comfy with it, just keep the resources, the kids safe. This is your home after all. This is your haven. We just need to get as much of the people involved, and we're trying to keep it as safe as possible by keeping the walkers away.
Doc glances at you, Chris, and asks, so is this how you guys really hold your meetings?
Why?
It's
What's different?
Democratic thing?
I guess so. I mean, I'm kind of shrugging. We don't really have a label on it. We just kind of say what we think is best, and then we everyone's allowed to speak as long as they kind of take their turn, and then people decide what's best for them. No one's forcing anyone to be here. We all know what we've got. So
Yeah. I get that.
Yeah.
But who makes the final choice?
Well, it hasn't really come down to final choice as such. It's more just if we kind of just let people do what they want to do. We haven't gotten to the point where it's a real contentious thing, right, Joe?
No. I
No.
There's a look on my face where it's like it remembers conversations with Jacob where it's like, do you want me to take over? If I can flash the clip here, do you want to take over? Do you want to take over? I'm just gonna remember that scene and Tenza's group showing up with guns. I was like, yeah, no, we're good, we're fine.
For the most part, anyway.
Calvin.
but then
Calvin comes up. Yeah, sorry, you are. Go on.
Well, I mean, as far as my opinion of whatever's going on, so we've got. It seems to me we've got three problems, as it were. One is that we don't know how many cannibals are out there, but that's less of a problem now. But that is still worth mentioning. We've got what happened to your boss, Doug, and his pain in the ass husband, her pain in the ass husband, which is technically one of ours. And we've got what's happening in the city. Out of character, did we have an official reason, or are we putting our cards out on the table that we're doing this to help Joe Denmark?
I request, like, I probably would have pulled you to the side.
Yeah.
As well as, and I would say Enzo just overheard it because Enzo's technically.
Yeah, that's right.
It's like you were just happy to be there, but it's a conversation I had directly with Tenza. Then I pulled Chris to the side to say, like, I'm actually looking for my family, but knowing Duck, we'll have to make it a Jacob thing. So please just make it a Jacob.
Oh, you think they're in the same place?
I'd like to think so. I mean, all the threads was mentioning that the kids were in the city or something.
Yeah. Here's the thing: they were and I can cut back to reality now. The thing is, they were driving like maniacs through a bunch of walkers. So I'm not even sure if they're alive. So we're gonna have to keep an eye out for that first. And I'm trying to say it as like gently as I can, but the truth is the truth for Duck. Like Duck doesn't seem like he'd be offended by that kind of thing, but he knows that it's his people, right? But they were driving insanely into a huge horde in a forest, basically. To him, the likelihood is not great. Not to mention the reason why, which he leaves kind of hanging.
Doc just nods. He seems to be willing to cooperate whatever way helps. Nancy is also there in the meeting. The ones you guys rescued. She has her legs tucked under her as she sits on the floor. She thanks Rosa for the soup Rosa hands her. Calvin taps your shoulder, Tenza, and Calvin offers to everyone, I could be in charge while you're all headed to Buchanan. If you let me, turns to Joe.
Rosa said that?
Calvin.
Oh, Calvin.
Calvin.
I'd rather Rosa, honestly. She'd beat anyone who tried to take the position. She'd kill him with her bare hands and a spoon.
Do you say that out loud as Chris?
Or do you whisper that to the player characters?
Let's say whisper, because it's funny. Yeah.
I'm like...
Imagine the Rosa head turn.
It's like...
Yeah. The Rosa dictatorship has begun.
I'm like, I'm not comfy with Rosa, but I'm not too, like... I would like to ask the keeper, the game master. In my time doing farm, because I was very involved with the farm as well. How is my interactions with Calvin? Is there something I can insight in my interactions with him?
He was fine. Nothing seemed odd about him. He was also very protective of the animals, but that was a good thing for a farmer.
Yeah.
So this turn to him talking to them is a bit new and unexpected.
And Enzo has told me about the threat. Have you told me about this threat?
I
I did tell you
Enzo?
about the thing with in last session about like him talking to the pig. That's also why he followed you when you went to
Which sadly most of the people in the farmhouse didn't believe.
I would have to say...
but no, not him threatening me though. Not yet.
Yeah.
Enzo has not yet to said that
I
to anyone.
would say though, Tally, how about we make it like a circle, not just one person being responsible. We make it like a council of sorts. Let's have Gia, Rosa, and Calvin. Calvin can be in charge of the farm livestock. What he's really good at, and then Gia can be in charge of the medical supplies, making sure everyone's in tip-top shape. Rosa can be in charge of the food and making sure everybody gets their proper rations and everyone gets into a proper routine. How does that sound?
Fine.
That's not a bad idea.
I would also like Enzo to join us, if that's okay. This is me subtly telling the group, I don't want him to get murdered by Calvin.
No more splitting up.
I don't want Calvin to die. I mean, I don't want Enzo to die in the hands of Calvin. Both can.
Chris, you feel someone tug your arm, Chris, and turning, you see Cyanica with a bowl of the food Rosa has prepared.
Thank you.
Glancing down, you notice there's a few flower petals on the food.
Thank you.
Cyanica just smiles and says, "Oh, Rosa made it," and she goes off to talk to Nancy.
Sus.
Okay. Do I eat the petals? Okay. Cool.
Are they edible?
While I'm munching, I'll just go. It probably would be worth just kind of looking along the bank and just knowing how they drove. It's probably going to give a pretty clear set of tracks, at least at the beginning, so we'll know at least what swath of the city they made it to. I'll trail off because he's not particularly optimistic about their chances.
Gia approaches the central group, and in her bag she zips it open and pulls out a pair of walkie-talkies. Might be a good way for us to stay in touch while you guys are out there. Unless you'd rather bring both, so you could split the two groups while you're out there.
Well, hopefully we'll stick together for once. So, no, you keep your one. I mean, Joe, thought anyone else? Do we disagree with that? Do we want both? Yes, both.
Wait. So I zoned out.
I'm not going to elaborate.
I'm gonna.
Yeah, so there are two walkie-talkies,
Okay.
which Gia has in her bag. She could keep one while you guys have the other, so you can stay in touch with the farmhouse. Or you could take both, so the group out in the city can split to 2 groups.
Can
if
it
needed.
handle that kind of range from the city to
She
the farm?
believes it does. We'll find out. That's the thing.
I think one in the farmhouse, one here, so that at least
Okay.
we're updated on each side instead of us keeping.
And
Because we won't know if
The
there's
ogre-
any
the ogre-
danger. Yeah.
Sorry, Tenza, you were saying?
make sure that they're on the right route. I don't know, like, where people at the farmhouse checking the channel. We'll try and come
Okay.
them as well.
Yeah.
As long as we can fly powered.
Yeah. The other thing I'd also like to check in terms of like, because we might be in walker-infested territory, to just contact at certain times. Like we contact them, and then they contact us. Like when we say it's safe to contact us, unless it's a super emergency.
Gia agrees. That sounds good. She'll keep that in mind. You hear Nancy exclaim in the side, "Oh, that's nice," and you all see her fishing out some petals from her food. You hear Rosa in the distance. "Oh, I found it in the side of the farm. It's a good touch of flavor to the otherwise bland oatmeal." So I guess everyone
What
has
kind of
petals.
flower is this?
Okay. Well, what time of day is it?
We could assume this is early morning.
Okay. In that case, I don't know how much time has passed, so I think he would just let out a yawn that he's probably had in his system for about 7 hours, and just goes, "Hey, I'm good to go." I'm a good actor, mate. What can I say? All right, shall we go then?
You have to yawn away. So funny. And that we'll say we'll take a rest and try to bunker down.
No, I don't need it. Okay.
Duck speaks up. The real question is, what time do you want to be in Buchanan? Do you want to arrive there just before sunset and find a place to stay? Do you want to arrive at the crack of dawn so you have the sun helping you as you maneuver through the city?
It's better if we
How
use the
likely is
sun.
it that your people are going to be okay?
My
But-
people are my people, and they'll handle themselves. I think the bigger
No,
question
sorry.
is...
I mean your lady, because she's just by herself right now with an idiot.
Lady Jessica can handle herself. It's really
Okay.
a matter of me being able to report back to the society if we still have a leader or if it's time to find a new one.
In that case, it depends on what we want. And Chris is going to speak with sort of confidence that he doesn't often speak with, and just kind of goes into the details about the city because he's probably been there more than anyone, because that's his job. And he would just basically go, and correct me if Jack is off the mark, but essentially it depends on what you're looking for, because darkness is obviously not useful for finding things, but it is useful to be hidden. So if we are trying to be less noticed, then set your watches accordingly. If you want the best chances of finding someone, you probably want to have as much daylight as possible once you arrive. It seems to me.
And not to mention the most likely need to find a temporary space to set as camp while you're in the city.
Yep.
So is that something you want to do in the dark or while the sun is out?
While the sun is out is the best bet. Like for our survival, not just theirs.
Then it might be better if we leave tonight. That way, we hit the city at the break of dawn.
All right.
Duck stands, I guess around 6ish.
Sure.
Where can I sleep? He motions, asking permission where he can bunk until 6 p.m.
Would Chris's room
barn?
have... Oh yeah, Tenda has an extra space in it.
Technically, Otto's
Glances
bed
at
is freed up.
glances at Tenza and smiles.
Putang ina.
Nancy, on the other hand,
Yawa,
Nancy, on the
chica.
other hand, asks, "I wouldn't mind getting some rest as well. Is there a place I can nap in?"
We offer Otto's bed. The Nancy.
She nods and smiles. Rosa approaches the main group. Would you like to gather for a small moment of prayer for our fallen Otto?
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
Wait, didn't we?
There was a practice I used to do with my family. It's called the rosary. It'll take just 2 hours.
Oh,
2 hours,
God.
no. Is there a quip back where I could say, can we do just a short one Mother of Mercy?
Well, we can, but this is for Otto. Don't you want to pray for Otto?
I do, but I think Otto would want us to live and survive, and not join him.
I'm very tired, Rosa. I've been awake for like 48 hours.
She's very aghast, but she just nods.
We had a bean party. He would appreciate it. I'm sure wherever he is, he's farting away.
I do
So-
join her in, because I do feel bad yelling at her, so I will join her in one Mother of Mercy. But that's it.
So we can have very short, quick moments for each character, just to show the passage of time. This may include the journey to Buchanan.
Okay.
And then we'll have the main group scene. We're already on the road, or if not, at the entrance to Buchanan. So who wants their scene first? And what scene would it?
I'm happy to wait, so.
Tenza, do you want to have a scene with any NPC in particular? This is also to reduce stress, don't forget.
Yeah.
How much stress do I have?
I have no stress.
I'll probably
I have one.
Penta and Gaia basically going over what time, specifically on what they contact with the walkie-talkie and what frequency both will be on.
Okay, so Tenza and Gaia. How about Enzo? Who do you plan to have a scene with? Just so I can map it down.
In this case, unironically, Enzo would be talking with Rosa in regards to like of what the what he and Tenza and Kevin had to go through, just so that way they're updated on the whole thing.
Okay. Joe, who do you plan to have a scene with?
Chris.
That works out.
The face. I'm sorry. It's
I'm
on
sorry?
camera.
Chris.
With Chris.
With Chris. Okay.
Well,
And
she's my
then-
anchor, so it works
Yeah.
out for me.
So the two of you will
Yeah.
have a scene. That's cool.
Yeah.
So I'll start with Tenza.
Yeah.
She listens intently as you give the main instructions about the schedules for the calls, about the radio, about the worries whether or not the radio signal will reach, and she listens intently. She does admit, well, I made sure to charge it, so you don't have to worry about the batteries. We don't have extra batteries, however. So if you'll be using the radio constantly, that's probably not going to last for more than 2 days.
Oh,
I
or
suggest
turn
you
it on
just switch it on when you need it.
before I turn it on all the time.
She looks around to check if anyone's listening in, and finding it's private enough, she turns to you and asks, "The new guy, Duck.
Are you single?
Yeah.
He 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 looks familiar. Where did you guys meet him again?
This is the first time I'm meeting.
She
Wrong
nods.
person to ask.
Well, I just thought to tell you since Enzo will be going with you. You were here when he was all ranting about Calvin, right?
I was just driving.
Make sure Joe and the others are aware. Enzo might not be as safe as we think he is. I mean, the way he savaged Calvin.
We'll keep an eye on it.
He actually insisted the old man was talking to animals. I mean, how crazy can you get?
Like that. Act outside of do too much. Start to talk to yourself, and it might just seem like you're talking to. But doesn't everyone talk to themselves?
She nods. Anyway, I know we never really seemed to be that close, but we always thought we lost you already. Please be sure you'll be okay. And try not. I mean, you were pretty ripe when you got back last time, so try not to. You practically smelled like one of the dead.
That's how I survived.
Just don't forget to stay human, all right?
Looks at his hands and is like, could be anything other than it.
He comes up and offers if you're okay with a hug.
Sure. Give a hug back. Doesn't know why he's getting a hug or why he's giving a hug back, but doesn't think.
As she pulls back from the hug for the briefest of moments, you stare at her face and gasp because she's not having a face. All you see is the muscles, the bleeding face, as she stares back at you and says, "Come back in one piece, all right?" And you find yourself looking at your hands, imagining her face in your palm, how small it is.
Back in one piece, all right.
The face of Denmark.
You don't think her face is big enough to be a mask for you. You'll have to stick to men for masks that fit.
Yes.
I'm sleeping beside this man tonight. This is why.
We cut to at the doorway. Cyanica sees the two of you talking and walks past. Camera follows Cyanica down the corridor and then turns as Cyanica turns left, but the camera turns right, and we see Enzo with Rosa as they're both doing the dishes. Rosa looks at you, Enzo, and says, "I still just think that this business about going all the way to the city is rubbish. We have everything we need here. If you ask me, I think Joe's just trying to find her family again."
Enzo looks over at Rosa and wouldn't you?
Oh, good Lord, no. My family have made their choices, and I'll respect their choices. I might not agree with them, but that's their sin to make. And she continues washing the bowl.
Look, anyways, the Look, Enzo's not one to judge about like where stands on that, but uh, it, Enzo's going to actually look over at Rosa and say, "By the way, the group that arrived by today or like tonight, they called themselves. I think it was the Wolves. Was it? A Game Master, was that right?"
She sighs heavily and mutters Matthew 7:15. Beware of false prophets who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravenous wolves.
Right. The thing is though, we're not sure exactly on where they are from. So do expect that there might be the possibility of maybe more of them.
Well,
They were
that's
saying about something
precisely
like that.
that's precisely why I'm surprised that you're all choosing to go to this city. Sometimes I wonder if Joe really knows what she's doing. It's almost as if this farm needs someone else in charge. She turns to you,
She
Enzo, and with her soapy hand, she holds your arms. You know, sometimes when I look at you, I see Otto. And
This is some kind of meta shit.
and I just find myself thinking, if ever anything happened to Joe, you should grow up to be a great leader for the farm.
he looks at Rhoda like, I don't think I'd make a good fit, especially considering earlier. He said like literally with like recounting the moment he dragged off Calvin and the fact that no one believed him.
Oh, you'll be surprised, Enzo. Sometimes the Lord works in mysterious ways. Remember the story of David and Goliath. You're a David.
No, I'm Enzo.
She smiles. And then she looks over your shoulder and says, See, Otto? He's so like you.
The Enzo's gonna be a bit creeped out of that. He's like concerned. He's like, is the old lady finally losing it? Like,
Well.
you guys are gonna be good without us, right? Without Joe?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. The Lord will provide. That is something I'm absolutely certain. In fact, I'll tell you this, Enzo. When those wolves went to our door, I think it was the Lord sending them to us.
For what?
It allowed Tenza to show his true colors. That deep down inside, that Israelite turned out to be here to protect the church.
I see. Look, just you know what? Just be careful around Calvin, because definitely during that moment with the confrontation with the wolves, there was a moment that he threatened both me and Tenza.
He looks at you, eyes judging as she mutters, Are you going to start with that Calvin nonsense again?
And you want
Look,
it.
he held the blade to my back.
How sure it was even him if it was on your back? Enzo,
Because he was behind me.
And you want him to
you
be
have
leader.
to stop. You have to stop being jealous of Calvin because he's an older farmer.
Yeah.
Don't worry, Enzo. She holds her hand. I will pray for you. And I believe that no matter where you go, the spirit of Otto will be with you.
Wow.
The meta.
Yeah.
It's meta gaming.
And so it's just going to be like slightly weirded out, but just really hopes that Rosa does take at least the warnings earnestly, as he like,
And
is like, you know, I hope he's with you as well. Like, not sure exactly how to respond. To
amen. The camera zooms past the two of you, and we see in the corridor Sayanika was watching the two of you the whole time, and she's, oh god. And she continues walking off. Turning a corridor, we see Duck in the side, and he's shaking up, and I can't sleep here. I'm too tense. Down another corridor, we see Nancy as Nancy is quietly looking at something, smiles, looks at Sayanika and smiles, and then puts it back in her clothes. Finally, Sayanika goes through the doorway where we see Chris and Joe talking, and Sayanika watches in the distance.
Oh,
Um, I actually think that he would probably be pretty used to trying to grab sleep where he can. So, depending on what Joe wants to do, he might like be probably in his room. I don't think he would bother undressing. He'd probably like sleep with his boots on, which is not something he normally does. But like, who knows when we have to basically get moving.
Ready to go.
Yeah, but he'd probably be getting ready for sleep. Actually, I think. So, yeah.
I would close the door to make sure there's privacy in the room, so that Sayanika
Joe, what's
doesn't.
up?
You see Sayanika looking at you as the door closes, and she's like, wait. I brought this for Chris. It's from Rosa.
Later.
Is it his sock?
And the door shuts close, and she's holding the mug. Sayanika walks away. Scene continues, the two of you.
Hey,
Yeah?
what's up?
I sit on the edge of the bed, like rubbing kind of like my hands together, like as if I'm thinking what it is I'm about to say. You're from the city, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Would you, I don't know, happened to see anything over the past 5 years? Is, the city's big but small for small town folk.
See anything?
He looks at Chris and goes, I left the farm. I left my family 5 years ago.
Yeah.
I just thought I'd say it to someone who I feel wouldn't judge. And part of me feels like you must have at some point seen me, maybe didn't recognize me, which is a good thing. Like, I'm always attached to this place, no matter how far I try to run away.
Yeah.
I feel like it's gonna be used against me that I wasn't here for that long a time, and that me coming back here is just like pretentious in a sense. Even if I carried a family name, I don't care as much of the farm as my family did, and yet I'm running it like as if it's mine. I never wanted any of this, so I went to the city. Yet I come crawling back here. And
I'm not priest, Rosa. I'm not priest, Joe. You might want to talk to Rosa.
No, Rosa would judge. I don't need judgment right
that's
now.
True.
I just need to tell another human being who would understand why I did what I did. And
I don't. I can't because I don't know what that's like to. I'm technically part of a big family. I don't know where any of them are because I was the only one who went to look after my Mima. That's where I was when all this happened. And then she got bit. And I had a choice. Could have looked for them. People like me, they're not living in that part of town for fun. They were all already down the drain, and I knew it. And that's how I found you. I didn't know it was going to be you. But no, I don't know what it's like. I don't know what it's like to have a family that you bicker and squabble with and vie for things. I don't. And I say this because even though you paint yourself as a cynic, you aren't. Because the first thing you said to me was how you worry about how they're going to feel, which means you think you're going to find them.
Yeah.
And that is why you're perfect. Exactly as you are.
It's just like Hansa knows about me being in a city, and I just know that
That's what he's holding over you?
Yeah. And I'm just done having it gone over my head that yeah, so I'm looking for my family now because they're meant to be here and it's not me, and they should be safe here, not me. I was the one who went out there and knowing that they probably went out there looking for me. I need to make sure. I need to know what happened to them. They deserve more than this.
No, don't retract. You were worried about how they were going to feel. That's good, Joe. That's a good thing. We need it. We need that. You don't know how important it is to have someone who has an idea of what the future is. I'm just winging it. I don't know. I don't have a clue about what the future holds. I don't know if I'm going to be dead tomorrow. Quite frankly, it doesn't matter to me. I've never felt more capable than I have now because no one remembers. And no one cared about me when it happened. But now I'm here. And I'm here because of you. Because you could see me. I never forgot that.
Help me find my family, please. That's all I ask.
Could you repeat that? I'm sorry, Dan. You were very quiet.
Help me find my family, please. That's all I ask.
Of course I will. And, can I give you some advice for what it's worth?
Yeah, sure.
In the before time, I sold drugs. I'm not sorry about it, but it's true. And I'm telling you this because I'm not ashamed. Secrets are anchors. They will take you down. And in the grand scheme of things, what is this whole thing? And I'll just gesture at the world. If not a big chance to be the person you always wanted to be. Don't be ashamed. That would make me angry.
Yeah. It's just, you can't really control how other people think after that.
No. But that's their position. You have the right to be who you are, and they have the right to feel how they feel. Those who matter will hang around. And quite frankly, you'll probably be a better leader too, even though you say you hate it.
Your family raised a good
But
one.
I'll also put this out there. If you want to just disappear into the city and Whatever. I know plenty of ways. As long... And he'll let that kind of trail off. Anyway.
Get some sleep. Thanks, Chris.
Yeah. You're welcome.
I will go and lean and give Chris like a heartfelt hug. It's like it's something she needed for a while. For her to be vulnerable for a bit.
Okay.
If this was the show, cue theme music, cue title credits. Everyone can lose. Everyone loses stress. You lose all if the person you spoke with was your anchor. If not, you just lose 1 point.
Hey.
Nice one.
Hey.
We now go through a montage as we make our way to Buchanan. The first scene in the montage is everyone standing outside watching as you all board into the two vehicles. We have the truck and the motorcycle. We can't use the other cars because they have busted tires, and we don't have the ambulance. I presume, Chris, you're still using the motorcycle? Hello? Oh no. Hello,
They
hello?
froze.
Am
They
I still here?
froze.
Am I back? Am I back?
No, the
No,
internet
it's
died.
Jack that
Froze.
might have froze.
Okay. Well, let's assume he's on a motorcycle. Hopefully, he'll be reconnected soon. The rest of you will be on the truck. Oh
Yep, there he
no!
went.
No, it'll destroy the stream.
Your display.
It's okay, we're back. We're back.
Your
Hello, welcome back.
display.
William.
Sorry.
Okay, welcome back. Welcome back. It's all right. We all panicked for a moment. So Chris, you'll be on the you'll still be on the motorcycle. Who's
Also-
driving the truck, or will it be Duck driving the truck?
I'm a fan just because it rhymes.
Duck on a truck. Duck on a truck. Duck on a truck.
Okay. Which then brings the question: who is seated beside Duck? Will it be one of the player characters, or will it be Nancy?
Nancy. I want my truck. I have a truck.
Okay, so we're bringing 3 vehicles.
We're going for 3 vehicles. Is that right, Joe?
Wait, what is... no, I'll be at the back. If it's a bigger truck, then I don't bring my truck. Yeah, the farm needs its
Because
own truck.
the truck you're using now is the truck from the society. Remember when Duck tried to chase after the ambulance?
Okay, yeah, I'll ride with Duck. Yeah.
Okay. So everyone gets on board, and as we drive, we start with, let's do Tenza. Please give me 2 numbers.
Okay.
D6.
I'm worried because your rolls haven't been exactly...
51.
5 and 1.
Yes.
Joe, give me a number between 1 to 6.
Eh. 5 and 6. 56.
Okay. The drive south headed towards the city meets its first encounter. So, we have a lot of driving sequences that everything's fine, a few walkers here and there, but that's fine. But then we slow down as you realize there is a tall water tower not far from the road visible. These water towers are like in a large part what supplies many of the smaller towns nearby. But as you approach this water tower, all of you can see a flashing light. Someone is flashing a light to catch your attention. There is a house near the base of the water tower. So yes, this is a side trip away from the ride to Buchanan if you choose to encounter it.
is does Duck stop? Because it depends on the driver if he'll stop.
Well, you all notice it while he's driving, so Duck actually glances at you to hear what's your call on it.
If
We need water.
So it's like,
The Last of Us has taught me to not stop for anything. But so that's my general like. But
so you just tell Duck to keep going.
but a part of me doesn't want to burn the bridge. But also the part of me I want to go straight to the city. You know what? I'll just tell Duck. Let's not. This is not our end goal.
Duck nods, and as the truck continues, just checking, Chris, you are on a separate vehicle. You see the same signal coming from the house beneath the
I went to the
water
bathroom, I'm
tower.
afraid.
So as you are driving down the road, first possible encounter, there is a
Yeah.
tall water tower, large enough to
Yeah.
supply a village. There's a house at the base of the tower, and there's someone flashing a light towards you guys. It's daytime, but he's obviously trying to signal and get your attention. The truck has not chosen to divert and is continuing down the road. Do you
Is he
choose
stuck?
to?
Is that why he's signaling? Is there walkers down there?
Can't tell. All you see is the house and the light that flickers every now and then.
Gotcha. I think he'll probably be. I think he'd clock it, but no, I don't think he'd go off on his own if it's clear that they are gonna keep moving. Yeah. Maybe if it's a situation on the way back, still we can look into it. But we're burning daylight, so
Yes, no problem. With that, well, actually, we're this evening right now. You're planning to arrive at the city in daytime.
We want to get there at a
Yes.
decent time. That's what I meant.
So
Twilight.
so
We're burning twilight.
yeah. So it's all
Burning
right.
Twilight.
So you guys drive on. We have a reverse shot from the POV of whoever was flickering the light. The figure stares and watches the convoy drive off and just sighs. But that's how it is. Chris, I'll need 2 numbers, please. And
Okay.
roll. And then while you're rolling, Enzo, give me also 1 number.
Oh god.
From
1 to 6. Just roll a single die, basically. So, Chris, what's our number?
I think I said 62 last time, so I'll say 26 this time.
26.
Because I got a 6 and a 2 again. So
no problem.
Yeah.
Enzo, what's our number?
I got a 3.
3. Okay.
Yes.
The road continues, and your next encounter, you approach what seems to be a motel. It's a motel strip. So along the road, there's the motel sign, and there's the entrance to numerous houses, right?
Mm-hmm.
And as you're driving towards it, sorry, what was your number, Enzo?
3.
Oh. As you get closer, you realize the houses, the rooms, the buildings, they look like they've been bombed. They're like holes through the walls. They're like ceilings that are missing. There's large areas of the ground that show crater-like destruction. And you actually notice a number of deer staring at you guys as you approach the motel area. Duck glances at you again, Joe.
Wait, deer from the motel?
They're just there. They're hanging out in the ruins of what seems to have been a bombed out motel.
It looks cool aesthetically, but that is not.
It's creepy also.
It's cool aesthetically. I like it, but Joe's just gonna shake her head.
Like, do I
Nancy-
see full-bodied deer?
Yes, they're alive and they're watching as the convoy drives towards you all.
Yeah, we're not gonna go near wild
And-
animals.
Some of the deer closer to the road rush away to join the rest of them closer to the ruins, and they all watch you. Tenza, you notice one of the deer staring at all of you actually still has something embedded in its hind side. some debris that might have blown out and embedded into its back and healed onto its body. Nancy mutters to you, Tenza, we could mark this place as a place to get more bedding if we need it, assuming there's any intact.
More bedding, eat if need be as well.
Nancy smiles. You guys hunt? She smiles. Maybe sometime we can show each other some skills. I learned to hunt myself. And as the vehicles drive on, Chris, you note, since you are separate from the rest, you notice one of the deer staring at you, and you realize now as you drive past it, its lower maw is like bloody for some reason. Have the herbivores started feeding, you wonder? Or is it injured?
Has anyone stopped, or is it still?
Nope, no one has stopped.
Yeah, I think I don't know how far ahead I am, but I'll quickly. I can catch up. Like, I'm curious, so I'll stop. Huh?
No. You stop. You check on the deer.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, I'm not gonna go right up to it because it'll probably just run off. But I'll just
slowing the bike. You watch the deer.
This feels like a Chris thing to do.
one of them approaches you cautiously, and you realize it's the one with the bloody lower jaw. Its ears twitch as it stares at you.
If I had to do, I think I would just kind of describe this cinematically. Unless there's something that happens, he's just transfixed. He's just having a moment where he's just kind of looking at it and it's looking at him. He's got no motive. He's just seen something and he's felt compelled.
A raven suddenly caws somewhere high up in the electric wires. As the deer looks up as well at the sound, that's when you realize the deer's missing its lower jaw. It's just this gaping hole where the wound is. And then the deer starts leaping away.
Hey. Does it seem strong? Does it seem like it's been eating? Or
you think so. It doesn't seem to be weak, but you wonder if it will live long enough given its injury.
Brave little bastard. Okay. And I'll keep moving.
Life endures. You drive off, and the camera lingers in the motel watching the convoy leave. The camera pans and tilts to see that the main swimming pool between all the motels is filled with walkers that are all bumping into each other, unable to find their way out. Let us now roll our last encounter before we reach Buchanan. Joe, give me 2 numbers. Tenza, give me 1 number.
Thank you. Tenza needs 1 number. 3 and 6, 36.
Okay.
1 number.
1?
Yes, 1.
Yes.
5.
5. Okay. Road leads to a long stretch. You reach a bridgeway. Crossing the bridgeway, you feel the bridge wobble a bit, but it seems intact. You see a few cars that clog up one side of the road. It does look like someone had shoved them to the side for passage. And finally, you reach what seems to be a shopping mall. The structure of the mall is a freestanding building. It obviously had expected developments to rise all around it, but it never happened. Parking lots shows a few other vehicles. There may be vehicles that you may salvage there. But as you approach the shopping mall, it's Nancy who first spots it as she mutters, I think there's someone up there. Everyone may roll scout rolls if you choose to, or you may just leave the others to do it for you.
Okay.
Scout. I have
Gold.
only 3.
Scout. What?
Gold.
Nope, no successes.
Okay.
Gold
I don't
is
have a
6
good
dice.
I don't have good scout, I think. I
Yeah, you may choose not to roll if you'd
I will
rather
not roll.
That's fine.
I will
One
not roll.
success.
Okay, Tenza, spot something.
Can I help
Chris, are
someone
you-
instead? Like, hey, you would do.
Okay. Chris is not rolling. That's fine. Tenza.
No, I failed. I failed.
Oh,
Okay,
you failed.
Can,
Okay.
can I
So
have
all
my
of you
2
are-
rolls? 2 rolls to someone? Because I'm helping. Like I'm pointing.
Sure, Tenza. Roll 2 extra dice, Tenza.
Order. You,
3 out of 2.
you suck. I gave you 2 dice. How dare you,
Okay.
Tenza?
Tenza, you spot there is someone on the rooftop of the shopping mall, and the figure, having seen the convoy, has ducked down to hide or to get something below wall level.
We've been spotted.
Wait, what?
Is that good?
Duck mutters, "Well, we're not going there, are we? We're headed to Buchanan, right?"
Up at the shopping center, they duck behind, grabbing some. We turn and get out of Europe.
The figure reemerges, and a cloth or tarpaulin thing suddenly is hurled over the side of the wall. It unfurls probably 3-4 yards long from the rooftop down towards the wall. And
That's
you
really
see
long.
in crudely painted letters, "Keep away."
Oh, we're not going. We're good.
Works out for us.
Okay.
Bye.
I'll just give 2 thumbs up.
Yeah, the group.
Look,
the
man,
group
no
drives
handlebars.
on- The group drives on. Nancy watches the building as you drive on, and Nancy mutters, "Just seems wrong. Why would someone even use such a sign?"
It is what it is.
Are they
Bless.
talking about the shopping mall or the way we're going?
The shopping mall, Nancy mutters. I mean,
Uh,
it's clearly a place you'd want to ransack, so is he hoping to avoid raiders by just using a sign?
I'd say it's more of a warning if they're talking about the shopping center, knowing how filled those were.
Nancy looks at you and nods. Duck mutters,
Out of character
"Well,
question.
we're not going." Yeah, go on.
Did we deal with that girl we rescued from the old folks' home?
Jaehoon, she's just resting with the family, so
Yep,
we
yep.
assume she's not. I assume there was no threat, and as far as her
No,
existence.
absolutely. I just remembered her and I was just curious. All good.
And with that, more montage scenes of road, more quiet scenes of driving, and the last sequence we have just before you turn into the turn that enters the city. We have so it's that the road winds and turns into now what's more concrete rather than empty space as it enters the city. But blocking the way, meaning you will have to shove some cars aside to make space or find a different way in. There are 3 limousines that have inadvertently blocked the road, having been abandoned the way they are.
I wonder
Duck
who
slows,
died.
Duck slows down the truck upon seeing this and mutters, "Probably someone famous. I mean, limousines."
3 of them at that.
Nancy, of course, suggests we should drive around, find a different way in. She looks at you, Chris. Would you know a different way into the city?
Would he know
You-
the front way?
Yeah. You mentioned
I
you
would
were
know
familiar
most
with.
ways, I assume.
Yeah. You could imagine like there's another turn in like half a mile south or something like that.
I gotta be honest, normally I hoof it here, so vehicles are different. To be honest, actually, it wouldn't surprise me if he has like a bicycle. That's probably what he would use, like something that like self-powered that he could like kind of get away with, that doesn't make too much noise. But he would probably have left it outside the city so he could like climb. That's probably what he would do for the most part. And he goes, obviously that's going to be a problem here. We've got a bit of a situation. What we probably need to do is find a place that's less obvious for the cars to be parked, because anyone with a brain is going to, if not try to steal the cars, they'll probably want to steal our batteries. So
Nancy mutters, "This might be an ambush. I say we just drive off." Duck, of course, mutters, "I think we can shove those cars aside." Looks at Joe and at Enzo. "The three of us should just take a few minutes to push those cars aside." The strength 5 characters, in other words.
my
yeah,
vote is
me.
find another spot. I feel like if this is here and it hasn't been moved, then it's for a reason.
Yeah, I err to the side of maybe there's another way. We shouldn't duck.
It's your call. Duck turns the wheel and glances at Chris.
You'll get to push things soon, big man. Don't worry.
He smiles and mutters, "Or I could just lift people when I'm bored." He starts driving.
Please don't.
And finds the alternate road. It takes you a good 30 minutes. It's a longer circle, but then you find that road that leads back into the city. It may have been for the best, because if this were a TV series, we cut back to that area earlier, and we see around 20 walkers in the shade of the tunnel, surrounding a man in a bespoke suit and shades, also a walker, and they're all just waiting there for anyone who might come to save them.
Fun.
We enter the city.
You're so smart.
And it is disturbing how silent the city is. You drive into the empty streets. You see the skyscrapers. Well, they're not really skyscrapers, but for town folk, it's skyscrapers nonetheless. The first structure you see of note that might be of use is gas station. Duck glances at you guys. I think it's a smart thing to do if we try to get some tanks filled up before we move on.
I mean, if there's still gas, yeah, we can check.
Can we keep an eye out, please, everyone? We want to find a place where we can park these. I really don't think we should drive too far in. I know it puts us at a bit of a disadvantage, but the noise is going to lead everything to us and put eyeballs that we don't want.
Yeah.
You hear Nancy concurring to your suggestion by adding, "That's why we'll have to keep moving. Wherever we stay no longer than 20 minutes. That way, whatever hurt us will be there, but we'll be gone."
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll check the gas station.
Gas station. Which player characters help with loading up gas on the truck and the motorcycle, when which player characters keep watch?
I will load up the gas, because I'm strong lady and I am shit at perception.
So you and Duck rush out and start loading with the hoses. Tenza, you board the truck's rooftop, I guess, to try to keep watch.
Yep.
Roll scout. Chris, since you see Duck come up to you and helps with the gas, do you keep watch or do you help him to fill the gas faster?
I have binoculars, so it's probably better that I keep watch because I get 2 extra dice. So I actually forgot about those. So
getting your binoculars out, Duck glances
Yes.
at you and mutters, "You used to be a peeping Tom?" Then he smiles.
Yeah. If only I was that innocent back then, friend. Okay.
Sorry, you're keeping watch. He focuses on the gas.
2 successes.
Don't forget stress dice, if any. Oh no, you're out of stress thanks to Joe.
We're all
Tenza, how was your roll,
He
Tenza?
touched me.
No successes.
No stress dice?
No stress dice.
Okay. With your one success so far, it's clear. There are a few walkers like With your,
2
I'm going through
successes,
them.
Toby.
I'm
I
going through
understand.
them.
My bad. My bad.
With your one success, you see a few walkers. They're probably like a block to almost a block and a half away, so it's still pretty safe.
Okay.
With your second success, please roll me 2 dice. I want to see what something possibly useful you also spotted.
65.
65. I'll be getting back to you. Tenza, you are looking around, but so far you don't spot anything. Nancy gets up and stands beside you and asks, is this the first time for your group to be in the city?
Oh, for the whole group in building. It's resort home.
If you don't mind me suggesting, I suggest this early you guys think of where would be a return point if ever you get separated. A group this big, I doubt you'll stay together for long.
This is a good idea. Yes.
Well, for me and my family, it was the library, which is where I hope to go once I'm done helping you guys. On hindsight, had we known it was an apocalypse, I probably would have chosen a shopping mall instead, a place where there'd be food. Binoculars. Chris, yeah. You spot a restaurant. The sign on the window from the inside, someone has painted safe inside.
Interesting.
Duck, of course, is filling the gas. Joe, you're filling the gas. Yes, Chris?
Could I point out if maybe I'm nearby that conversation? I'll go, well, speaking of, someone seems to have cleared out this place. It could be a trap, of course, but it says safe inside on a restaurant that I definitely haven't cleared. Could just be... it could be bereft of food, but it could be left behind and all of that. It could be a decent spot. I was going to suggest wherever we park the cars. But restaurants tend to have good back alleys.
Nancy asks aloud, who's your scout in the group? The guy who can move the fastest?
Think. Probably.
Yeah,
maybe not the fastest,
mobility.
but I can be unseen.
Maybe one of you can go check.
Probably best for the city.
Yeah. That's division of labor.
Maybe one of you can check the restaurant and make sure it's safe before the rest follow.
Yeah, can do that. I would like my funeral to be bright colors, please, as I dip into the shadows.
You lift your foot off the bike. Duck suddenly grabs hold of your arm before you move away and mutters, when you say bright, do you mean like yellow? Or do you prefer pastel colors?
Oh, obviously, pastel. I want to be dressed in pink. I want a crown. Prettiest princess, please.
He smiles. I'll make it so. Let's go of it. Joe,
Okay.
you fill the tank of the truck. And as you fill the tank of the truck, Joe, you also spot that the convenience store, the gas station, has been ransacked. Glass is broken, shelves are practically empty. So at least that tells you if there were anything else of possible things to grab here, it's probably not in the convenience store.
How close is this spot to my old location?
The city?
Yeah.
You're probably around 4 blocks away. You see
Am I
Chris
making
making his way.
a
Yeah,
stealth
you see
check?
you see Chris making his way to the restaurant. Yes, you may please roll stealth.
All right, no worries. Just making sure before I rolled. 4 successes.
At one
If we
point,
can
all of
bank
you
those.
lose sight of At one point, all of you lose sight of Chris as he vanishes. As his
Blink and he's gone.
Joe, with the truck nearly full, you glance at Duck. Duck shows you that he's almost done as well. What's your call? Do you guys wait for Chris? Do you start the vehicles and drive close?
Wait for Chris, but you can tell her attention is toward the 4 blocks. Is it? And I'll kind of like, suggest to Doc. Maybe we can check out something 4 blocks down. I know it's a neighborhood.
Doc glances at you and tells you, "Fine by me. I haven't spotted anything that will give me a sign where Jessica may be."
Okay.
Do we leave Chris a note?
No, we wait for him and then we go 4 blocks down after.
You hear Nancy. Kinda makes you wish we brought the dog. There's a dog in the farmhouse.
Sunny.
All to the woods! All to the woods! Chris, you've spent your first success to vanish as you stealthily make your way to the restaurant. Your second success allows you to scout the restaurant's exterior. No walkers nearby, so you won't be surprised while you're looking around. With your third success, do you want to clamber up to the roof? Do you want to find a window? What do you want to use your third success for?
I'll probably clear the interior. That's probably the most important thing. Also, along with that, I think you already said I kind of scattered the outside. I would want to make sure that there's driveway big enough. I assume there would be because it's a restaurant. You need a way to get in and out with trucks for food delivery. So I think we're actually in a good position there. Ideally, I'd want to know if there's something like a garage for produce. Sometimes those exist.
With your third success, you find the service entrance. It has the garage for the back, and it has the metal door that opens into the back of the restaurant. With your last success,
I would like to clear as much as I can, make sure that the interior is clear. If I have to pick, I'd rather the garage be clear, because that's where the cars are being left.
You pick the garage door. You slide out. You slide open the metal hatch partially, I presume, not fully.
Yeah, I'd be careful. Mm-hmm.
And
especially because it probably makes noise too, right?
Yes. So. And you sneak inside to inspect if there's still any walkers inside.
Yep.
Looking around here in the rear of the garage, you reach the metal shelves. The shelves are on both sides.
Yep.
The place is a bit dark. There is some sunlight starting to stream through the windows because you did arrive at the crack of dawn. You discover it is not empty. That doesn't mean it is not safe. There is a man right now sleeping against one of the shelves. He is resting his head against the shelf. He probably was supposed to be keeping watch, but he has nodded off. You find a second man a few yards further inside. That second man is more on a sleeping cot on the floor with a blanket. You suspect there may be more.
If they're sleeping, that means that they are relatively confident. So, I'm gonna roll a die because I genuinely don't know. No. Okay, so I am going to look at the situation. How many did you say there were?
So far, 2. One sleeping, and you might have been at watch. A second one sleeping on a cot on the floor. But this is only the garage area right now, the service area.
Right. Okay. Why would they not? There'd be no guarantees. I think it's better to not have we're on a clock here. We've got a whole bunch of things to do. On the other hand, people are probably more useful right now because we're looking for a bunch of people and they might have seen folks. So I'm not going to talk to them by myself. I'm going to go back. I'm going to jog back.
Sneak back out?
Yeah. I'm gonna leave them as is. I am gonna leave the garage door as the position I left because I don't want to wake them up. And I'm gonna jog back to them.
I won't require a roll because
Okay.
you stealthily made your way in and you have no stress, so you stealthily make your way back out. Rejoining the group in the gas station, you relay to them the information.
Yeah. So we've got people in the garage, probably in the restaurant. They're sleeping though, which means that to me, it seems like they're pretty chill. They're not either that or incompetent. But we probably could use people who've been here if we're looking for a bunch of folks, right?
Alright.
But here's the thing: if I'm them, I would want to use their garage personally. That's my thought process. But if we're gonna do that, they're probably gonna want something. So, do we have anything we can trade?
I check my resources. I'm happy to part. I can give them some stuff from my toolbox. Garage toolbox.
That might be useful. Yeah.
Nancy, of course,
that,
Nancy, of course, adds. Given our numbers, they'd probably ask for the entire toolbox.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
I don't mind.
But we might need it because we've got a journey back. Don't forget, we can't afford to break down. Anyone else got anything worth trading?
Doc mentions, I personally think we should just go. More people just just increases the risk of more conflict.
I agree, but in this situation, this isn't as simple as scavenging, which is what I normally do. I just find what I find. We're looking for specific people, and we don't even have a lead yet.
Yeah, I think it's just at least they don't have a sign that says "stay away."
Right.
It's a safe choice. We can have a conversation with them.
Nancy turns to Tenza. What do you think?
I would have to agree with Doc here where people cause more problems, and if both groups panic, one may leave the other behind. Oh.
Yeah. We certainly do have stuff that they would probably want if they were smart, but I don't see how we're going to find these people without talking to someone.
Let me be honest then, you hear Lancy. Who's the group's mouth? Who'll handle the talking? Check your stats, everyone.
Not me.
Got it.
I have
Wish I was.
empathy of 1 and empathy 4, so I can do it.
Yeah. Nancy looks at you, Joe, and nods. Then, how do we approach?
I'll put my I'm assuming I have a shotgun strap. I'll just put it behind me, making sure I'm not holding it. We walk towards them.
So vehicles.
asleep.
They weren't armed, were they, Chris?
Huh?
I don't want to.
They weren't armed, right?
I mean, they probably
armed.
have stuff that they have that near them, but again, they're asleep. So
We can-
probably the
we
polite
can
thing
knock.
to do, to
We
be
can
honest, is we should probably knock
Yeah.
somewhere nearby and wait for them to react how they want to react.
Yeah.
Maybe get a vehicle in front and we'll just huddle behind the metal in case they decide to be unfriendly.
Yes, I think that would be a good call. Just good cover.
So,
Me and Nancy can approach and knock.
so bring the truck close, and then truck stops across the street. Someone
Yeah.
goes near to knock.
That would be me and Nancy.
Something like
Right.
that. If I can find a trash bin, because in America they use those aluminum cans, I'd probably try and find one and just go bang, bang, bang like that, like make noise from afar.
The plastic ones.
Yeah.
Group maneuvers the vehicle to the front of the building, the restaurant. So you're in the parking lot. Cans, aluminum noise makers. So they're
Yeah.
not too loud, but at the same time, they're not as bad as the horn. Man.
Right. Exactly.
That would have started.
Seconds pass. And as seconds pass, everyone please gain 1 stress as you're worriedly waiting for what will happen.
Uncertainty.
You see some movement behind the curtains. There's definitely someone awake now. At one point, one of the windows, the curtain slightly parts, and you see a woman peer out. She's um, she's dressed in piecemeal clothing. It's like clothes have been hobbled together. Um, Hair is covered by what seems to be a motorcycle helmet. And as she peers out from the window at all of you, she seems to be motioning someone indoors. Who approaches? So Joe, you start moving forward.
We could probably talk from there, can't we? Can't we just say, can we talk from there? I mean, it's up to Joe, of course.
No, I'm gonna wait for them to respond first. Like, I show my hands that I don't have my gun on
and
it.
typically it's like both sides have their quote unquote base, and then two people will step
Oh, okay.
forward. That's sort of just so that there's a safe area and a neutral zone, so to speak.
Yep.
So Joe, as you move towards them to the area safe enough to talk to them, Nancy asks the rest of the group, is she really going alone?
Well, that depends if they do.
Door opens. Two people step out, and they have weapons, not guns. They have weapons. One of them is holding what seems to be a cleaver.
If there's a
The
second
other
one, then I'll come out. Then I'll follow.
The second one is holding what seems to be a stick that has been taped and wound up with lots of sharp implements. The two stay by the door, flanking it. A third person steps out.
Hey. Hi. Saw your sign at front. Thought we'd knock first. We're looking for people. People that may have passed by in the city.
The man who comes into view is in suspenders, long sleeves, slacks, barefoot, no, slippers, not barefoot. African American, probably in his 60, 70 years old, thinning white hair. Stares at you and blocks the sunlight because from your angle the sun is rising a bit to your side. Wasn't expecting guests so early in the morning.
We wanted to use the sun to make sure we find our people. It's a bit hard. I'm Joe. David. I run a farm with my family over at David's.
You see him glancing towards the restaurant. You catch someone whispering to some extent. You catch part of the whisper, which is guns. And then he glances back in your way. My people say you're armed.
We need to survive.
Gave it away.
Like, I have a shotgun. We've dealt with the weirdest folks, cannibals, hostiles, unfortunately.
Lots of scary folk out there. It's about time the rest of you knew what it felt like to be one of us.
Sorry?
One of.
He takes a step more into the light, and from this vantage point, the shadows of the buildings are now casting where he's standing, so he's no longer affected by the glare. So what can I do for you, Joe? And how do I trust that you won't just come in and take over our place?
I have a farm. I'm good. I have people that stay in the farm. We could even
You're
offer...
from out of town.
I believe I'm here for family. I'm here for friends who may have passed by. I tried to describe the car, and it's like it was driven. There's a particular
They
car.
called the ambulance.
Yeah, they were looking for their
They
children.
came through here.
How long ago?
Yeah.
We'll only follow that way. We're not gonna go in the restaurant. We just need to know where and how long.
It was barely a day when they drove by.
Okay.
Asked to stay the night. The vehicle was a mess.
Yeah.
Stank to high heavens and was covered in blood.
Yep. We're worried about them.
His eyes scan the group. He looks at you and Chris, then he turns to Tenza. Tenza, what are you doing right now?
He's keeping an eye out. Any more people behind those, or if walkers are starting to come our direction.
I'll have you roll scout. I will retain that the walkers are still safely far away from the
Yep.
earlier roll. Your scout roll might reveal more about this group of people. While you're rolling, Enzo, what are you doing?
Enzo would still be in the car, but more or less he'd have his shotgun like under the door, like not exactly in sight. But he is ready just in case.
How's your roll,
Like if things
Tenza?
goes out.
I got 3 successes and 1 walker.
Okay, we'll get to that. With your 3 successes, you do spot a few people peering at the windows every now and then. Adding the 2 Chris mentioned earlier, that gives you an estimate that there are 2 outside, old man as the leader, someone advising him, that's 4, 2 other people inside, that's 6, and then from the windows you caught 2 other people, so there's approximately 8 of them, unless you've double counted a few. You have not spotted guns. Anyone you spotted has some sort of melee weapon with them.
All right.
You have 1 last success. What do you want me to answer, Tenza, in terms of something you may have observed? Is there anything else you want to spot? Is there anything else you want to notice?
Unscavenged supplies anywhere nearby.
Give me 2 numbers and I'll get back to you. And I'll explain the walker as well in a bit. I'll go back to the scene with Joe and Chris. Old man mutters. They weren't in that good a shape. Lots of scratches and bruises. Although somehow I feel that it was mostly self-inflicted.
Yes.
Okay. And you saw them pass this direction? I just point at where general direction, like the road that we're following.
They stopped by, asked if they could spend the night.
Oh,
They actually left probably an hour and a half ago.
did they say where
And
they
went that way?
Did they say where they went?
What's your business with them?
They were part
Are
of...
you society folk?
No, I'm from the farm. Jacob's a police officer that joined my farm. We're independents.
We've had run-ins with the society before. We don't trust no society folk.
Fair
Enough. We're not here to tell you what to do or to do anything you're not comfortable with. We just want to know where they are and we'll get out of your hair.
Yeah. And you see an urgency in Joe's voice, like, and I know it's a long shot, but you seem to have reacted when I said my last name. Did you happen to know any Davids that passed by? Anyone with the farm? Out of town?
It's that moment that he utters a name. But before I reveal that name, because we are running out of time,
We're running out
Tenza,
of time!
Yes.
you spot a shooting range. It's a few
Oh.
buildings down the road. You don't think that it's impossible. They couldn't have ignored it. That must have been ransacked already. But then it's still a shooting range. You never know.
Very nice.
With your walker, you do notice a few blocks down. One of the buildings, the window seems to have broken open and a bunch of walkers spill out. You count at least 7 of them spilling out of that window. It's still around a block away, so it's still safe. But you do notice this, Tensa. Do you bring it up, or
Yeah.
not for now?
He is going to walk up and warn both a group of walkers that has just busted through the window, blocked down this thing right here.
Old man, of course, as you're approaching them to tell them that, old man is looking at you, Joe, and you hear him mutter your father's name. What's your father's name?
Jonathan?
You mean Jonathan?
Her eyes pop open. You know what happened to my father?
I know he went into the city looking for his daughter. You happen to be
Were
that
we?
daughter?
Yes. We must not have crossed paths.
What
It's
city
this
do you
moment
mean?
Tenza gives his report.
How long ago was
What
this?
city do you mean?
Here?
This city or somewhere else?
Or like I tell Chris 4 blocks down. Need to check 4 blocks down.
Oh, did I miss that? Okay, all right.
It's alright, that's right. That was different scenes.
Yeah.
Oh, black guy hears Tenza and mutters, probably drawn to the sound of the vehicles. City's quiet now that most of the things are down. It's not uncommon. You just have to either drive away and lure them further off or deal with them yourself. How many you say you saw? He asks you, Tenza.
7 now, but there could be more joining in as they.
We'll lure them off. We can lure them off for you. But you know my father. Where did he go? Did he mention anything?
He starts giving you directions. If you turn right there towards Turnpike, down the road around 2 blocks, he realizes he's giving you directions to your house. He's probably headed off that way. The ambulance, on the other hand, headed this way, and he points to a different direction. Down 7th Street, towards the main courtyard.
Alright. I nod and I think I didn't get your name, sir.
He looks at you and still doesn't give it. Enzo, just cutting to you real quick, making sure you have a moment in all this. You do see the 7 that had spilled out of that house are now relentlessly walking in the direction towards where all of you are. From the window, you spot a few more fallout. Around 9 now in total.
Guys, it's getting big.
Just warning or acta? Just making sure.
Yeah, he's going to warn. He's not gonna immediately shoot at because especially with the talks going on with the group.
Wise man, making sure. Cutting back to the central discussion, Tanza, you are in the scene in the central discussion, so feel free to join in. Enzo, you may always join in the conversation by calling out. Old man tells you, Lenny, I helped your father a few years back when he was trying to decide whether he'll buy a second place, a place so that he could stay actually closer to you. Didn't realize how expensive it would be in the city, so he had to cancel that plan.
Yeah.
This your husband? Points to Chris.
The guy goes, because this is like, I don't want the conversation too long. There's zombies. I just go, yes. I turn to Chris. Can you bring me over to the block over there?
Yeah. Honey.
Which block did you point at?
The
Sorry,
direction
which
to the house. I say 2 blocks. We can tell Duck where Jacob went, but at least we need to do a detour with the house with the bike.
Yeah.
Okay.
Duck sees you guys making your way back. Enzo still keeping watch.
I do
Tenza,
think
you spot. Yeah, go
with
on.
Lenny, before I leave Lenny, I do thank him, like, thank you. And then I would go turn, like, I'm gonna ride to the bike. We'll tell them where Jacob went. And that's the kind of
You turn to face your group when Lenny calls out. Surely the information was worth something.
turns. We only have a couple of tools in the toolbox, some rations. What would you want?
It's a mighty sweet bike.
The face of Jack.
I'm sorry, Jack. I love your face. I'm sorry.
He goes, we need the bike to travel. I'm sorry. Maybe we can give it after the fact? Or give something else?
He just stares at you,
We'll be scavenging
and,
through. We promise we'll be back. We
and
gotta keep.
he
We
shrugs.
need. Yeah.
There's that he doesn't believe you'll ever be back. If you want to convince him, you can still roll leadership right now.
I will.
I don't really. Well, yeah, go for it.
I like, hey, you know my dad. I'm his kid. 6 with 1 stress.
Kid who left the house.
I'm getting knifed. Getting strays. I'm catching strays.
And the
One
results
success.
are
1 success.
1 success. He looks at you. Well, you left the house, but you are looking for him now, so I guess that counts for something.
Yeah.
Jeez.
We'll hunker down and let the walkers
You're
pass.
a bad daughter.
I'll get behind
If you see
the
your dad,
bike.
be sure to let your pop know that he always has a place here if he needs to hunker around somewhere else.
Yes. Thank you. And you have a place in the farm.
Oh, one last thing. That couple?
Yeah?
If they're friends of yours, something weird's going on between those two. 'Cause
Yeah.
they both seem to keep insisting that the other has their kids.
Yeah.
They head back into the restaurant, closing the door and stuff. Duck sees you guys head back. So we're going?
I'll need a quick detour.
Yes.
We'll just do a quick detour. We'll meet up with you up ahead at the shooting range.
He glances at the glances at the rear view mirror. It's a lot of walkers headed our way. What do you mean shooting range? We're splitting up?
I just need to take a quick detour. They said something about my father. Some information. I never thought I'd get information of that.
You hop onto Chris's bike, basically. The two
Yep.
of you ride the bike.
Yep.
Duck sees you, and as he sees you doing this, he mutters, So which of these guys is in charge?
Duck, I'm gonna let you figure that out for yourself, friend.
I look at Tenza like look on the face like, please don't disappoint me, please. Don't make it weird.
Don't disappoint me further.
Wait, I'm leader.
For now.
Guess it's you're in charge, sir. We'll be in touch. He looks at you, Chris. Till then, Cream Chris. Pastels.
General Duck. Why am I
Turns to you.
Chris?
Pastel color. He turns
Oh.
to Enzo and Tenza.
I thought he was being dirty. Okay.
So what are we doing? We fighting our way to that shooting range, or are we driving around and getting those walkers away?
Get the walkers away.
He's
I'd
about
say
to
we'd
say
probably
something.
drive around.
Or how many are
He's-
between us and the...
Right now, around 6, but in total, there's around 11 of them now.
More are falling out.
More that keep coming, more perilous. Drive around. We lead them away and make it back.
Duck nods. Well, just make sure you guys keep track of where we're going. This ain't my
Wait,
city.
where are we all meeting?
Did we agree where we're meeting back up?
The shooting range was the one Joe
Okay.
mentioned as the
Alright.
place to meet back. It's just that
Right.
Duck is admitting he's not familiar with the city. He does not know the roads and stuff.
Well, Tenza is the one who saw it, so that should work out fine.
So as he drives, we have a quick split screen of the two groups.
Can I quickly
Yes.
look at Tenza and I just go, if you're how would I phrase this? It would just say, "Stick together this time, please."
No foot out the window.
Yeah.
Window is closed. Got
Motorcycle drives off. Truck drives off. Walkers start following the sounds left in their wake. The Lenny and company closed their blinds, making the restaurant look like no one was ever there. Chris, please roll me a single-sided die. I just need to know if it's a 1 or a 6.
Okay.
Ooh.
No, it is neither of those.
And as it is 2 minutes to 9, we shall wrap up tonight's session. As Chris and Joe ride off, driving their way, the two find themselves reaching. Joe, I need your call on this because we never really defined it. These are townhouses, right?
Yes, they're the one she got was like a duplex, like it's attached to.
Yes. So we enter the road of the residential zone with the townhouses, which, Chris, you realize, hey, I live quite close to here.
Oh boy, yeah.
And as you turn into that
Right where it
street,
becomes a slum.
you start to see Chris's house, and then a few blocks away, you see the house where you're supposed to be going to. Chris, your eyes spot movement in your house. There's someone inside. But sadly, we will explore that next session if ever we do.
No.
Joe, you see in your house there is a small pillar of smoke rising from the backyard. Is someone cooking something? But that definitely tells you someone is home. And as the motorcycle closes in, we fade to black for that scene. We shall have that in the finale. And Enza and Enzo, you're in the car, you're in the truck as the walkers continue following. You hear Duck ask, so what's the plan here? Do we just lure them away, then gun our way back to the shooting range? Or do we pick them off bit by bit while keeping our distance?
Considering what the... Actually, no, wait, not. Enzo doesn't know anything about that. Never mind.
I would usually go with a hit and run tactic with just being on foot, but considering the path, longer it runs, the more fuel we're using, we just need to go a bit of a distance away, probably keep a horn around.
That's fine. Gas is not a problem because we just filled up. But you know your roads, right?
Well, the roads a bit, yes.
I mean, I'm from Springwood. I'm not here from Buchanan. So as long as you know your roads, I'm gonna trust your brain. Can I trust you?
It is weird that people are trusting.
And he looks at you and smiles. Told ya people will turn around. And as the truck moves down the road, as you start giving instructions, and you try to lure the things away, we cut to a bird's eye view of the city. We see the thousands of dots spread out of all the walkers. And we see how there seems to be like a wave of them slowly all turning in the direction of the sound of vehicles.
Oh no.
All around you, blocks away, are different hordes. But sadly, it's only a matter of time till they're close to you. Welcome to the dangers of being in a city.
Highway to the
Doom. Thank you, Max. Yes. Doom. Doom.
Big, just fight off the zombies.
Oh my god, I think we're gonna have an epic finale. Oh god.
It's like,
And-
yes, the
Yeah,
shitty
I know
wagon.
you from Call of Cthulhu comment sections, a good chunk of them. Hello, Max Rice.
Yes, I still have.
I mean, he doesn't know me, but I happen to know that username.
Yay!
That's neat.
Hellos, hi. Thank you for dropping by just as
Hellos.
we're leaving on a cliffhanger in which my character will have to wait another session, which is the final session to get closure. Pain. But yes, we're gonna go. Hello, why don't I know you? You guys should know each other. Call of Cthulhu.
Well, we can work on that. We're about to say who we are, so you can
Yes.
follow our shit in a second.
Yes,
if you want.
Yes, you're early morning for me in the East Coast.
But wait, post-credit
Wait,
scene.
sorry.
Post
I'm sorry.
Post
We're
credits.
sorry.
Post-credit scene number 1.
Number
We
1.
have Lenny and the others keeping low, and he's telling others, just keep quiet. We know we've gone through this before. We see the walkers moving past. But then camera zooms through the restaurant, through the kitchen, through the garage, at the open door.
They're so dead.
Post-credit scene number 2. We have Rosa. Everyone, let's pray for them. We have to pray because we want to make sure our people are safe. Calvin smiles. I'm sure they'll be back. You know, we can trust them. Still, we have to trust in God. Let's pray. And they all gather and close their eyes and pray. But then Gia looks up. Hey, where's Cyanica? And the camera zooms through the corridors, and we come to a room where Cyanica's seated there, and she's holding a doll and she's talking. I really think Chris likes me, but I'm starting to wonder if Chris likes Joe. I don't like the thought that Chris likes Joe. And then we hear a voice. Maybe you have to do something about that. And she holds up the doll and stares at the doll and says, But I don't want Chris to think he already and then the camera pans and we see the young girl, the cannibal girl. I can help you with that. And we'll close the session there.
Okay,
There you go, laddie. Now you know what you have to do. Burn the house down. Burn them all.
Oh god, the
Hola Ingles!
Joe is fucked. Yeah, that sounds about right. Everyone's
Thank you
fucked.
for today.
Yes, thank you, Toby, for the lovely post-credit scenes.
Yay.
Oh god, I'm not emotionally ready for the finale. For the finale's next week, by the way, guys. It's god, I'm not ready. Are you guys ready? I don't know, but yeah, let's go do a quick round table how everybody is and their favorite scene, the finale of Doom. Let's start from the bottom. True bottom.
That's you.
No, you. That's not what our sessions look like. Anyways, no, just go. I'm not gonna say
It's
anything.
my
more.
stream, I main control.
Good go.
Ah! I'm gonna fight you. I'm gonna
Anyway.
fight you.
I am the Madman Retro.
Lord.
You can find me on my socials and Twitch the same as being the Madman Retro. Favorite scene? Pretty nice bike there, and then the face of Jack.
No. No.
No.
Beautiful.
It's like it's not,
No,
even,
no,
the scene,
no.
it's not even the scene
No,
of the
no,
actual
no.
thing. It's just Jack's reaction.
Beautiful.
Bless.
But like as Sin said at the start of the stream as well, is that we do it all three of us and a few others have something planned for May called ARMS, a V-Rising
be
RP
May.
server. Anything else?
Squint. Are you doing any streams?
No, probably just random streams as usual.
Okay. Alright. Okay. Alright. And it was just his birthday on Monday, so happy birthday, belated.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next we got Sin. How are you feeling? How are you feeling, buddy? How are you feeling?
I am excited to see what's going to happen next. I will say that the currently in this sense, Enzo doesn't exactly have much of a stake in what's going on, but that's fine. He's here for the ride. If it gets him away from Calvin threatening him.
Yes, it's safety.
God.
Safety for the child.
But also, the cliffhanger. Oh, I want to see where it goes. I want to see what happens. What that and my favorite scene though will have to be literally unironically it's the one where we're just literally passing by everything. Just
that's cool.
The whole parts of like passing areas that are literally filled with walkers, like to give a sense of scale of how literally fucked everything is. I think the creepiest one was literally the deer.
Yeah. That's nice. That's nice. You had anything to plug?
No, because Better already stole it from me.
We're also doing. Also, you forgot we're doing the Forever Winter on Friday.
Oh right.
Squints
yeah,
at
we are doing
How
Forever Winter on Friday.
Yeah, you sold
Look,
me
I
on
slept
it.
at 4 a.m. yesterday.
Yeah, okay, just to let you guys know, I bought a game. I got boodled. It's the Filipino word for I got scammed to buy a game. So in a sense of I was sold to the game. I was given the lore, I was given drops, everything. They told me about Mother Courage, this really hot muscular mommy who can kill you in one shot. I'm like, let's go. We like the lore. I bought the game. How dare you?
But I'm going to be dragging Veteran Denmark to Forever Winter on
Friday.
On Friday.
I'm the one who remembers your events. How dare you?
Well.
How dare? How very dare? Yes. We're gonna have fun. We're gonna have fun with that game. We might die a lot, but that's fine. So yes, and last but not least, Jack.
Hi guys, my name is Jack Squarepeg. You can find me on all the social media garbage with the same name. I do a lot of fun things with my team, the Swift Sunrise. You can find all of the things on Jack Squarepeg on Twitch and YouTube. Tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. AEST, we're going to be trying a brand new system called Achtung Cthulhu, where Denmar is going to be playing with me. And we are going to be playing as Allied soldiers shooting Nazis in the various body parts, except these Nazis want to take advantage of Cthulhu magic, so it should be really fun. I also have a podcast that I do with Denmark. It's called The Play Den, and if you like free stuff, you can find the link in the YouTube video or the Spotify description after listening to it. We made a vampire just for you, completely free. All you need to do is become a free member of the Patreon. It costs you absolutely nothing. You just have to sign up, and then you can use that document for Vampire the Masquerade or Call of Cthulhu, whatever floats your boat, and you can use that in whatever games that you want and take inspiration from it. We want you to run more cool stuff at your table, so that's the whole point of the Play Den podcast. If that sounds like it's your thing, come check it out. That's me. I've had a great time. I'm sad we're coming up at the end. I also want to quickly highlight, though, Toby will likely be back in the general circle. I don't want to speak for him, but I think he's shown enthusiasm for what's coming up, which we're not going. Well, I think we can say it's going to be Pale Twin. What the? I always forget the word
of the Pale
order.
Leaves. Yep.
Yeah, say it slower.
Sutra of the Pale Leaves. It's a 90s, 80s Japan, Yellow King.
1980s Japan. Yeah, and I'm going to be playing a detective. It's real fun. Who's Toby? Toby is our game master, and that means we need to talk about Toby. Sorry, favorite scene? Absolutely the confession. It was really nice because I've never done a romance on stream before. And who knows if it will actually kind of culminate. It doesn't really matter. It's kind of fun to kind of just play out and see what happens.
Yeah.
I don't know if Joe feels that way. I'm not interested in finding out unless it's in the roleplay setting, so don't tell me, right? But what was really cool was just this trust that was built.
Yeah.
And it felt like Chris finally got through to her, at least a little bit.
Yeah.
And that was a really nice moment to be a part of. So I really enjoyed that for sure.
Yeah, definitely. It was like, it's the vulnerability moment. Sure.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing that with me.
It was cool.
Nice. Thank you. And Chris has spelled Joe's doom. No,
I honestly, Max, if you watch the episodes, you'll see how much I tried to palm it off. Then I tried to stop it. Nothing works. This chick is going to do what she does. Whatever she does, she does. There's not too much I can do about that.
Sayanika is gonna die. Though, to be fair, just a caveat. That last part, my best friend does not talk to dolls or children.
Right.
just a caveat.
Or children. Fuck off, child. I don't wish to speak to you.
Yes. So thank you.
Leave my presence.
Yeah, thank you for that, Jack. And really excited for Acton Cthulhu more. I did play it before, but I forgot about it. I'm sorry, but it was fun. it was fun.
No, forgetting is good. Continue forgetting.
Yes, and I'm playing a new character. I'm not playing the bomber guy from Atlantis. So I'm gonna channel my inner Helga from Atlantis. I'm just gonna channel Atlantis for this entire scene. But yeah, I would have to say one of my favorite scenes definitely is just having that I think that overall discussion at the table as a group, that we were all pulled in together to have that talk and planning out. Like, it felt for a moment we are cohesive. we were bouncing off each other, and then for me that was like super fun. And
absolutely,
I also like the fact that in a sense, I hate to admit it, but Rosa reminds me of my grandma. So it's like, I'm just like, bless. I love hate you, but like, yes. I mean, it's annoying, but her heart's in the right place, except for the time that she questioned Joe. But it's misled. It's coming from a place of care, of like, does she know what she's doing? Has she lost her way? Does she need to find God? It's a weird convoluted thing. So it's like, oh, I'm reminded of my grandma. She likes the rosary too much. So it's like they're sweet in their old way, but the leadership stuff made me go, I wonder if the old ones, Rosa and Calvin, will duke it out for the farm. I don't know, until Cyanica destroys it, we don't know. But yeah, thank you for that, Toby. I'm really excited for the finale next week. Be sure to tune in to the final session of They Talk Back. Are we all gonna die? We don't know. There's too many walkers in the city. It's a great way to end the finale. We don't know what's gonna unfold. We're just hanging by the seat of our pants at this point. Yeah. So yes. And do you have anything else to say, Toby, before we head out?
Yeah. So for those who just arrived, I'm Toby. I'm the one who's been running the game. It's a bit sad it's the finale, but all good things do have to come to an end. Some caveats about the coming finale. We won't be able to answer everything, that's for certain. But we will have a good story.
We might be back. I hope we'll get a chance to play this. I mean, I'd be keen.
Yeah.
I'd be keen.
But yeah. Thank you for having me. I appear wherever Denma, or now it seems Chris, will allow me to be present in. So Jack will allow me to be present in. I'm sorry, I'm still in game mode. I'm still in game mode. But yeah, other than that, I don't have my own stream, so it's kind of fun doing this. I tend to run my own games privately, and I have a comic that's been out. So you can order it. It's called The Liman Generation now. It's available online through Secret Headquarters, so you can check it out there.
We might be back. Toby just laughs, knowing none of them will survive. God damn it, Max. that would be cool, though.
Hey! it's up to the dice. You can't blame me for auto.
Yep.
My players love telling me this story from when they hired me, because I'm a pro GM. And they said, we were a little intimidated by your bio. And I'm like, what do you mean? It's like that line where you say, you run a tactical game and always say, it's the monsters trying to kill you, not me. And I'm like, well, it's true.
Yeah. So it's not me. It's the world, I swear. I'm nice. Yeah. I'm a nice guy. But yes, I'm
on your side.
We are going to be raiding out to Ivy Roz, who is a professional workaholic by day and chaotic Bakaneko by night. So they're doing some V-Rising, which is what we're doing over at May 8th to 31st. If you guys are interested in playing a vampire and you have V-Rising, you can join over our lovely, lovely server for creators. It's for creatives. We plan to make a collective story together. It's gonna be so fun. It'll be super fun. But yeah. And yeah, so thank you again, Toby, for running this lovely game. Thank you for the session, and we'll see you guys on the next stream. Bye.
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 Oh, yes.
Bye.
Raid message. Raid message. Send tentacles and cheese. That's the weird way to go about it. Night. Bye.
Bye.
And stream.